Hey everybody, Circus coming at you with another best purchases for new players. This time we're going to do Synchro staples. If you're new to the game, Synchro summoning is really fun. It's great. You can get some great card advantage and effects from it. But it can be really confusing which staples to go after. So we're going to make this video and hopefully it helps you out. Joining me today is Gian Stranger. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, doing pretty good. Thank you so much for inviting me, Circus.
Yeah, so we made a video before where we talked about basically spell and trap staples, so we're going to do the same thing with synchros. And one thing I want to really stress that these are generic synchros, so they can be used in any deck, okay? They're not archetype specific like the one you see on the screen right now, which is Legendary 6 Samurai Shien. In this case, you need a warrior type tuner and one or more non-tuner 6 samurai monsters. So you have to be playing 6 Sams to use Shien. The ones we're talking about can be used in any deck. You can summon them using any monsters. You'll get a lot of utility out of them, and if you get these, you can make some pretty strong synchro decks. And a lot of these get used in archetype specific decks. So like Cristrons, you'll see a lot of Cristrons decks using these synchros that we'll be talking about. So these are great purchases for new players because they're safe and you'll get a lot of value out of them. And so we'll get right into it. So for level 5 synchros, we picked Armades and Amatrix. You want to talk about those a little bit?
Exactly. Okay, so let's first start with Armades, Keeper of Boundaries. Of course, nobody calls it Keeper of Boundaries, but this is a generic level 5. You basically, when he attacks, your opponent cannot activate any cards at all, like no spells, no traps, and the effect of effect monsters are not negated, but you're not able to activate anything. So
Like
it's just
Spirit
basically
Karibo, you can't use Mirror Wall, anything like that.
exactly.
Yep.
So it's generic level 5, pretty good, 2300 and 1500. Well, 2300 attack, 1500 defense,
Right.
pretty decent. And we got now Amatrix. Amatrix, when he's summoned in the field, you get to change the position of all face-up spell monsters and to just defense, which works pretty good in certain strategies. A pretty good card, and it's our rarity, so it's pretty easy to get, I guess.
So for our level 6s, we picked Power and Zectron and Bryonic, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Why don't you tell us a little about those?
Definitely, Circus. So for Brionic, you basically just activate his effect. You get to discard any amount of cards according to what your opponent has on the field. What happens next is that those cards that you selected on the field, they get returned back to your opponent's hand. So that's a pretty good effect. Also has 2300 attack points, 1400 defense. I would say it's pretty decent, not
Good
the
for,
best.
when you're going for game.
Exactly.
Yep.
And we got Powered in Zectron. This card is, as you guys have also seen, it's teched into some decks like Cristrons. With this card, you basically prevent, for Cristrons, they prevent an OTK, but since you're not going to be running a Crystron deck, you're going to be using this mainly because of his effect that it's not able to get destroyed during the time that he's summoned, Synchro summon. So it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and you take no damage. So
That's pretty
imagine just
sweet, yeah. It saves your
exactly.
bacon. It saves your bacon for a turn.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So that's a pretty good 6 synchros.
Yep, and then level 7, we went with Black Rose Dragon. Everybody loves that one. And Sam Destroyer.
Definitely. Well, we of course know what Black Rose Dragon does. We waited for this card many months. When we finally got the card, it was decent, but not what we expected. It's still good. Basically, just summon Black Rose Dragon, pop the whole field, and
It
nothing else
destroys the
to it.
whole board, including itself. Including itself.
Exactly. And there's also a second effect that nobody really uses it unless you're running like a specific deck to it. Just
Like your
basically
Arrow
just
Mage Synchro deck that I was just talking about. This would be perfect with that because Arrow Mages are plants.
exactly just banish one plant monster, just and then you target one defense position your opponent controls, flip it up, and he basically just
Well, the attack
reduces.
goes to 0 too, yeah. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
So
you get
that's
some
pretty
free
good.
damage, yeah.
Definitely. And for Samurai Destroyer. Now, this one compared to Armadas, some people have said that this may be even like better, way better than Armadas. This card gets the skill or gets the opportunity to once if it's destroyed by card effect, it can resummon again. Another effect is that it negates when he attacks through a monster. It basically negates any spell trap card that can be used and also any effect monster. So let's say Cocytus is in the field, right? Basically, just swing with this guy. Of course, you're not going to be destroying that Cocytus, but you can probably chain the effect of Barrel Dragon, destroy Cocytus. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, and it can revive any machine monster when it goes to the graveyard. So usually it goes to the graveyard by card effect. That's the important thing. It can't be destroyed by battle, but like they destroy it by card effect. It can revive any machine in the graveyard. So usually you do yourself. It does itself. You know, you just keep bringing Sam Destroyer back, but it can do other ones. So it does have that utility too.
Yeah, very important.
Okay, level 8. What do we go with? We went with Scrap Dragon. This is just a great card. I love using it in my auto duel decks.
Scrap Dragon basically just it once per turn can target any card that you control. Just pop that card, and in return you get to destroy any card your opponent controls. So that's a beautiful effect. Scrap Dragon, he can even pop himself.
If you need him to, for whatever reason.
Exactly.
But yeah, you got to sacrifice one of your cards, but you get to pop your opponents, and then usually you're going for game or something like that.
Definitely.
And then number 9, this one is just one of the best. We got 2 of them. We got Vermilion Dragon Mech and then Gigantic Castle. Now, a lot of people will be like, Circus, Gigantic Castle? Well, it's at the card trader. You can get it pretty quick, so we thought we'd put it on the list. And like we said, it's generic.
Exactly. So first, and Vermilion Dragon Mech, this card, it's insane. Like basically, it has already once you're synchroning into this guy, you already have enough material in the graveyard to use this effect, which basically just banish a tuner, pop one card on the field. Pretty good card. And with a Gigantic Castle, basically the turn he's Synchro Summon, he gains 200 attack for each non-tuner monster that you used. And that's just basically a beat stick in the field. Imagine just getting him into 3100 over a Blue Eyes, over those back in the days now.
Yeah. So yeah, Vermilion Dragon Mech's great because you can banish a card from your graveyard, your field, or your hand. A lot of people don't realize that.
Definitely. That's
yeah, a
also
lot of people
another...
just do the graveyard. So yeah, it's great. I hope this video helped you guys a little bit. And if you like it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do the Twitch thing, do the Twitter thing, do the Discord thing, say hi to Gian.
Thank you guys.
And we're going to get out of here. So we'll see you next time. I'm Circus, that's Gian.
Alright, see you until next video.